Yeah, I mean, I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit. But I've loved my years here in Indiana. So obviously, with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come. But
The drama surrounding Lexi Hull's departure from the Indiana Fever has shaken the WNBA community. And not just because of what it means for her career. It's because of what it says about the state of an entire franchise. For months, Fever fans had grown accustomed to seeing Lexi right beside Caitlin Clark, the quiet glue in a team constantly on the edge of chaos. Through injuries, locker room tension, and media storms that never seemed to end, Lexi was the steady hand. The one who didn't complain. The one who hustled when others hung their heads. And now, suddenly, she's gone. Her exit wasn't loud or bitter. It came wrapped in the kind of calm, polite professionalism that only makes it sting more. Sitting in front of reporters, her words were measured but revealing. "I've loved my years here in Indiana," she said softly, before adding, "There's a lot of uncertainty. We'll see what comes." That single line, "We'll see what comes," said more than a press release ever could. To the untrained ear, it sounded like standard athlete talk. But for those who've followed the Fever this season, it sounded like someone already halfway out the door. Lexi Hull was never a star in the headlines, but she was the heartbeat in the background. The player who didn't need the spotlight to make an impact. Every loose ball, every dive across the floor, every defensive stop. That was Lexi. She did the things that don't trend on social media but win you respect in every locker room. And when the Fever season started spiraling, with injuries piling up and rotations changing by the week, she stayed steady. When teammates struggled to find rhythm in a system that felt like it was reinventing itself every game, she adapted. But even the most loyal players have limits. The moment that stood out came in that same postseason interview. The one where the disappointment in her voice almost overpowered her words. She talked about adapting to different roles, learning to stay flexible, and being asked to do whatever the team needed. It sounded noble on the surface, but beneath that calm exterior was fatigue. She never knew what version of the Fever she'd be stepping into each night. One game she was a defensive specialist, the next a shooter, the next a utility player covering gaps that never should have existed. Coach Stephanie White's endless experimentation, understandable in theory, had turned into chaos in practice. There's only so long you can juggle instability before it breaks you down. And that's exactly what happened here. Lexi Hull didn't walk away from Indiana because she stopped caring. She walked away because she cared too much for too long, and the system gave nothing back. You can sense it in her tone, the polite exhaustion, the quiet resignation. "I've built a life here," she said, as if reminding herself why leaving hurts. But then came that silence, the one that said she's already moved on. What makes her decision even more revealing is where she's headed next. The Unrivaled League founded by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. A league designed to give players control, fair pay, and year-round visibility without having to chase overseas contracts or play through burnout. For Lexi, joining that movement isn't just a new chapter, it's a statement. It says she's done waiting for the WNBA to catch up to what players actually need. That choice also shines a light on something much bigger, the growing unrest beneath the league's surface. The 2026 lockout rumors aren't just whispers anymore. Collective bargaining talks are tense. Players want better pay, clearer schedules, and more respect from franchises that too often treat them as interchangeable parts. Lexi Hull's exit isn't a standalone story, it's a symptom. The Fever aren't just losing a player, they are losing trust. And then there's Caitlin Clark. For all the headlines about her stardom and the attention she brings to women's basketball, the truth is, Caitlin's world in Indiana just got a lot lonelier. Lexi wasn't just a teammate, she was her anchor. The two shared workouts, interviews, even post-game walks off the court after tough losses. When the media swarmed Caitlin, Lexi was often there, quietly deflecting attention, giving her room to breathe. Losing her means losing that safety net, the rare teammate who understood the pressure without needing to talk about it. It's not hard to imagine how that might affect Caitlin going forward. She's already dealing with injuries, media scrutiny, and a team struggling to find its identity around her. Now, one of the few people she truly trusted is gone. And while Lexi's farewell was wrapped in class, it leaves behind a very public message. Something inside the Fever isn't working. Fans felt that immediately. The reaction online was emotional, even chaotic. Some called it betrayal. Others blamed the front office. But the overwhelming sentiment was heartbreak, not just because Lexi was leaving, but because her departure symbolized something deeper. A fracture. A quiet confirmation that the hope and chemistry everyone thought they saw between Caitlyn and Lexi couldn't survive the storm. What's more painful is that Lexi didn't burn bridges on her way out. She didn't throw shade or drop cryptic posts. That's not her style. Her farewell was measured, reflective, full of gratitude, which somehow makes it hurt even more. Because when someone like that leaves, you know it's not impulsive. It's thought through. It's final. Inside the Fever organization, this should be a wake-up call. When the most adaptable, loyal player walks away, it means something is deeply broken. This isn't about one season or one bad stretch of games. It's about an environment that's stopped nurturing its players. About athletes who are tired of being resilient for a system that doesn't change. For Caitlyn Clark, this off-season will test her leadership like never before. The cameras will keep following her, the hype will keep building, but now she has to carry a little more alone. Without Lexi, that locker room feels emptier, not in numbers, but in spirit. And if the Fever don't stabilize fast, it could spiral. Because when players like Lexi Hull, disciplined, humble, quietly brilliant, start walking away, it's never just about one player. It's about a pattern. Lexi may have left quietly, but the echo of her absence will be loud. For Indiana, this is a crossroads moment. Will they rebuild stronger, or let another core crumble under the weight of uncertainty? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain, Lexi Hull's exit isn't just a free agency story. It's a reflection of where the Fever, and perhaps the WNBA itself, stand right now. On the edge of transformation, or the brink of another implosion. So what do you think? Was Lexi right to walk away? Is this a smart move for her future, or a sign that Indiana's problems run deeper than anyone thought? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you want more deep dives into stories shaking the WNBA, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss what comes next.